Yo, welcome to the Big Al podcast. It's your boy Big Al. Just a little special news about the alleged killers of young Dolph. According to news, Cornelius Smith, one of the people charged with the relation of the killing rapper, testified in the Tennessee court Monday afternoon saying he was a participant in the hit on the rapper and promised a payout, which Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, put a alleged $100,000 hit on Young Dolph. As you know, in the past, Young Dolph and Yo Gotti had an intense beef, and it was crazy. It was almost similar to the Pac and Biggie beef. And in both situations, it was one participant going at the other, with the other rapper not responding. Now, with the Yo Gotti beef and Young Dolph, I don't know, it's because of alleged rumor he didn't want to sign with Yo Gotti because Yo Gotti wasn't giving up the money, or maybe it's over a woman. But I know Young Dolph put out a lot of diss songs on Yo Gotti, and as you know, 17 shots that Young Dolph recorded was towards Young Gotti. As you know, they had a assassination attempt on Young Dolph before, but it wasn't successful. Now, let's get me to the point. You got two guys in the rap industry going at it over the most stupidest shit that you can think of. Like, if you're a man, two men ought to come together and squash the beef. It's too much money to be made without beefing. But you have the record labels and you have the record execs push this beef. Beef can get real dangerous out here, especially if you're in the streets. And these guys in Memphis represent Memphis. You have guys with big egos, and I couldn't believe they let these guys carry on this long. So now, as you know, Big Jook got killed, and it could be retaliation of Young Dolph's death. But, on the other hand, we're going to get back to the guy, Cornelius Smith, who testified that he participated in the hit, and another guy, his co-defendant, Justice Johnson, another suspect, they're to receive $40,000 each. But according to Cornelius Smith, he only received $800 in the hit. $800. And the rest was given for lawyer fees. Now, I don't condone hits. That's why if you got a problem or you got a situation, you ought to do it yourself, because people, when they get up on that stand and they start throwing those football numbers or the death penalty, people going to tell, they're going to snitch because it's in their nature. But to only receive $800 for a hit, that's crazy. That's real crazy. At least get like $10,000 up front, because there's a possibility that you're gonna get caught. So there's always somebody looking. It ain't like back in the day. You got Big Brother watching and watching and watching. So hopefully this situation with Yo Gotti, he doesn't get dragged in the middle of it. In my opinion, I don't think Yo Gotti had anything to do with it. Sometimes when we are in the spotlight, that we have family, you got family that want to protect you. His brother felt like Young Dolph was taking this shit to a whole nother level, and he felt he had to come at him. He felt he had to protect his brother. He got tired of him, throwing shots here and there, and kept going and going and going. And when you got a team behind you, or you got killers behind you, some of those guys is not going to stand back for that. They're going to take action to their own hands out of love for you. And man, like, this shit's crazy. And hopefully this shit right here gets motherfucking resolved. This should be a wake-up call to rappers or anybody that's having issues with another person. My thing is, if you gotta take somebody out, it should be protection for your life. If somebody's coming at you, then yeah, you have a right to protect yourself. But when we putting out hits on people for no apparent reason over words, that means it's some bullshit for real, for real. We gotta chill with that shit. We gotta do a whole lot better with that shit, you know. Us as people, we gotta do way better. We talking about the police don't love us or they treat us any kind of way. Look what we're doing to ourselves. This should be a wake-up call. We need to wake up. This is BS. You know, they're taking us down by the droves. It's too much beef going on. Like Kendrick Lamar and Drake, they kept theirs on wax. I mean, it could have went one way if it needed to go one way, but it didn't. It kept it on wax. It got a little personal there, as Drake was getting called pedophile by K-Dot. But if you know it's not true, you'll succumb to the bullshit. Everybody got their own rights to their opinions on how they feel on certain situations. And then in other news, not to get stuck on this Puff Daddy situation, but as he's getting taken down, as you know, Dame Dash, he's in got some tax issues and he's got money issues. You know, Jay-Z did him wrong as far as with splitting them, you know, going his way and leaving Dame. Dame did a lot for Jay. So now he's selling the Reasonable Doubt album, which in a couple more years, Jay-Z will get that album back. So now it's going to be devalued because nobody won't want to get the album. What's the purpose of getting the publishing? This is going to revert back to Jay-Z. I just want to see how it plays out in the upcoming months or so, or how long it's going to take to handle this situation. You know, I love Dame. He's staying 10 toes down. The man did a lot in the rap industry. He did a lot for a lot of rappers. He did a lot for Cam, Jay, Beanie Siegel. He believed in Kanye. He gave Kanye a chance where nobody wanted to give this man a chance. They wanted him to be a beat maker. But when he gave Kanye the chance to thrive, to make an album, he succeeded. So Dame did a whole lot for the rappers, and I think he deserved a little more respect that he's getting. So whatever him and Jay have, hopefully they can clear that up if Jay don't get caught in this P. Diddy bullshit that's going on. You know, P. Diddy's locked up. As you know, P. Diddy and Jay are real cool, or the Billionaire Boys Club, and we don't know what's on those surveillance tapes. It just got a whole lot of people on those tapes, and you know, he had all-white parties, and you have the after parties, then you have the freak-offs. You know, every entertainer, or you don't have to be an entertainer in the business to have freak-offs. You know, freak-offs been going on even in the hood, freak-offs. But when you get the trapping women, and you get the holding over their head and keeping them and drugging them up, yeah, that's taking it to a whole new level of craziness, you know. But that's something, you know, Puff got a handle, and Dame was part of those parties, but I don't think Dame participated in it at all. I don't think he was on that other shit. You know, he could be overbearing, but I think he did participate at the after party, and a lot of entertainers were at those parties, but it doesn't mean that they participated other things after the after. I call it the after party. So I don't think they participated in those shenanigans, which was straight up crazy. But yeah, we need to do better. We got to do better, for real. I just wanted to get on here, do a little video. But, tune in Sunday. I'll be dropping an episode of the Big Al podcast. We'll be catching up on some sports and get a little more in depth on this Gotti situation and the trial of the two guys, the co-defendants that allegedly took out young Dolph. And on another note, shout out to Steven Jackson and Kwame Brown. On a bigger stage, you had two guys that were feuding over words. As you know, they was labeling Kwame Brown. He was a draft pick, but it was calling him a bust. Something that Stephen A. put out there. He put that in the atmosphere, and it was like a running joke for years. Well, Jenny Buss was on All the Smoke podcast with Stack Jack and Matt Barnes, and they were talking about the trade. They got Paul Gasol, but Kwame Brown was in that trade. It was like he was basically thrown in there, and he was not a valuable access to the wherever team he was traded to. So Kwame Brown responded, and they went back and forth for almost 2 years. And Stack Jack had a video, you can check it out on YouTube, and he apologized to Kwame Brown for what he said, because they were cool once. And that's being a man. Being a man is when you can admit your failures and go and apologize to the other man. And if you're a man on the other end that was disrespected, and you can accept the apology, then move forward, especially when you had a rapport once upon a time that speaks high value, and it speaks to who you are and who your character, that you can get past, especially if you're good friends. If it don't go to a disrespectful level where it's talking about, your family or killing and all that, anything could be forgiven. And I'm glad they put that on the table, got past that, and hopefully they might could collab and do some, or do each other's podcasts, and this could be a stepping stone, and it could be a role model for us as black men, that we can, resolve our situations as they come. But thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to come on here, put that out there. Big Al signing off. Love y'all. Peace, love, and happiness. Yo, this is Big Al. Come check out my boy Jamar Ain't Going. He does customized shoes. Hit up his Facebook page, Jamar Ain't Going Senior, and his Instagram page. Holla at him. He's the best in the city. Holla at your boy.